Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I get in my standard drag face. So we're just going to go through it step by step, get ready with me style, no intro, no outro, just the face, okay? So I don't always cover my eyebrow, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to cover half the brow. I have to have this stuff when I'm getting in drag. It's just regular rubbing alcohol, absolutely necessary, just with the paper towel. We'll spray the paper towel. And what we're going to do with this, before we do any glue in the brow, we're just going to clean this. And this is insane, and you're not really supposed to do this with rubbing alcohol, but drag is like full of doing things that like you're not really supposed to do. This is going to take all oil, dirt, makeup, anything that you have in these eyebrows. It's going to keep them from laying down flat. It's going to take it out. Might sting just a little bit, but hey, that just means it's cleaning, right? Alright, now we're going to take just a good old Elmer's washable disappearing purple glue stick, and I take a handheld mirror because you really want to make sure you get up in the gig, you know what I mean? So with the glue, you're going to go against the grain of the hair and in circular motions, pushing that towards the center of your face, just like that. And then I like to take it down towards the eyeball to make sure we get that back side, and then you push it back up flat against your face with the glue stick. This layer is definitely the most important because you want to make sure you're getting all sides of the layer from the root of the brow all the way to the tip. Really make sure you're saturating that. Alright, so while that's drying, I like to go ahead and move on to the actual lower half of my face just to make sure I'm using time in the best possible way that I can. For today's video, I'll be color correcting with the Anastasia Orange from the Medium Cream Contour Kit, just on a Sigma tapered kabuki brush. This is going to cancel out any of those gray tones that will appear on stage and reveal that it's a guy, it's a fucking man, Maury. I'm going to go ahead and set this color correction with some Ben Nye Pretty Pink powder. I use the Pretty Pink instead of translucent when I'm going on stage, just because if you think in terms of color correction, a lot of peachy correctors are also meant to counteract the darkness. So just that little bit of pink is just going to add a little bit more security in this color correction for me. You always got to think of the color wheel. Now we're going to go in with our cream foundations just to start the sculpting of the face. I use 4 shades. I'm crazy, I know. I use 2W in the Kryolan TV Paint Stick, 4W in the Kryolan TV Paint Stick, FS36, and 070. 070s are white. FS36 is like my bronzer, and then these two are like my all over shades. First thing I'm going to do is take the shade 070, which is the white, and we're going to put this under the eye and towards the center of the face. It's not going to stay this white, it's going to blend with the other foundations, but it's always good just to have that base in there. So just put it wherever you like to be super bright. For me, it's just this area. I look fucking crazy, I know. Then we take the shade 2W, and I put this right below that, like that. Put this underneath that contour area right here. And then the shade FS36, our darkest, right in that contour area. We are going to cream contour, but it's just easier to go ahead and start doing it with foundations. But by doing this first with the foundations, once we add the cream contour, it's just going to be even more dimension sickening. Blend this out with a beauty blender. It's time to go back in and check on these brows. They're ready for another layer of glue. You want it to be basically dry before you add another layer. And then just go back in and just push them up again. And now it's time to do some more sculpting over here. For cream bronzer, I use the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, the same one that I use this corrector in. I use this light shade to add some bronzeness to this. This is the best brush for it. This is the Morphe G39 brush. Just take it a little bit higher than if you would cream contour, because you want to think you're creating a bronze cheek. This isn't us necessarily adding the contour as much as it's creating the transition into the contour. Some drag queens use more product, some use less product. It's about finding what works for you, what you like the look of. And then for the actual cream contouring, I take the Anastasia Stick Foundation. This is the contour shade in the shade Mink. I saw Amrezy use this. I was like, guess I need it. Miss Fame taught me the trick. You just kind of flick your wrist and your hand will like stop where you need it to stop. When you blend, you want, of course, to make everything seamless, but when you're applying the stick, you never want it to go too far towards the corner of the mouth because that tends to just not look the way that I like. Like it's very like, ooh, ah, ah, ah. And then you can take some below the jaw, right there. I take that same brush and you just want to blend her up. We're just blending it up and out. See, look at that cheekbone. I almost like stipple and press it up too, right into that hollow, to make sure that I'm really putting this in the right spot. But with this jaw contour, you want to blend and pull this down, because that's gonna cut off part of this jaw and give it a more feminine appearance. Kevyn Sensual Skin Enhancer, you can take any concealer that you like. And I just take a little bit of this on this edge concealer brush. That's by Kat Von D. And you just want to cut underneath that with this highlight color, and that's going to make the face look structured. See that? Taking the white TV paint stick and my finger, just rub that on the product. And you want to pat this on this under eye area. We want to add some more brightness here. Through the process of blending and everything, it tends to make things less bright in this area. So I like to just go in and add fucking pure white. Now it's time to go ahead and set all of these areas with corresponding loose powders. This is the fun part, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'm gonna set the contour areas with some Ben Nye Banana Powder. And this is just with a Morphe M500 brush. Leave that over that contour area. Set underneath here. Then we set the highlight areas with some Ben Nye Super White. This shit is really white, so be careful. So we have it on this part of the sponge and just apply her underneath that contour. Oh, the sharpness. And then we apply this under the eye as well. I look crazy again, but while this is baking, I'm gonna go ahead and add another layer of glue to my brow. I'm just gonna blend this powder away. So now that that's all dusted away, it's time to move on to powders. For powder bronzer today, I'm gonna be using the NARS Laguna bronzer, one of my favorite bronzers from back in the day. Just picked this up now that they carry this at Ulta again. Contouring with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I take this cool tone shade over here. And same thing, you want to blend this up and out in a circular upwards motion. I like to then go over with a powder brush just to make sure that there is no hard lines between the two. For blush today, I'm taking my favorite pink blush, the NARS blush in the shade Deep Throat. This is the only pink that I can wear as heavy as I need to wear it for drag without me hating it. Just put this on the apple. As much as I love the color pink, I hate pink blush. I just feel like I look rosacea-y, not the tea. So I know it seems early, but it's time to go ahead and highlight. I've been obsessed with this. I wore this on my grand finale night and my highlight was insane. It's the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid. This is in the lightest shade. And dab this on the highlight area and then take the Beauty Blender. and just pounds her out. It's gotta be like, ding. I put highlight over my bronzer and I put highlight on the top of the cheekbone as well. For the bronzer highlight area, I use Dark Horse by Jeffree Star. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And to highlight the top of the cheekbones, I use Ice Cold by Jeffree. You're gonna gag when you see this over that liquid. I get that this looks crazy, I really do, so like please don't leave me comments saying, that contour is so harsh. It's drag. She's giving you Silver Surfer realness. So then I just fix plus the lower half of my face. So now that my eyebrows are dry, I'm just taking Kat Von D translucent powder on one of those makeup wedges again. And we're just gonna press that into the hair like this. And that's gonna fill in all those gaps, all those crevices, and give us a really flat surface to which we can apply makeup. So now we can go ahead and dust away that powder. Back into the Anastasia cream contour kit, I'm taking the orange shade once again because this is dark as fuck hair. Just tapping though, we're not rubbing because we don't want to disturb the glue. And this sickening brow cover we have going on. And then back with the translucent powder over the brow. Now I like to take not the white paint stick, just the 2W paint stick, the lighter one that I have. And you just want to start this underneath that brow cover and just push it right over. Pushing it up in the same motion that the hair is growing. And then I put it right across like that, kind of like a headband, because we're about to do a beige rainbow, y'all. The shade FS36 then goes closest to the hairline. I left this part open. We're gonna put white there, but for right now, we're just gonna blend this out with a beauty blender. And then I take the white paint stick. She just goes right in between where my real brows are. Take the Anastasia cream contour stick. And we're just gonna contour this hairline to give us a more rounded appearance, because that is more feminine. Soften, 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 soften. So now that we look fucking weird, I'm setting this area on my face just how I set the rest, where we do the highlight powder with the highlight creams, contour creams with the contour powders. It's all just same thing as before. And there you have it, guys. That is how I create my base for all of my drag looks. I will be starting to film all of the looks that I do, just so you guys can have an in-depth on the eyes and all that kind of good stuff. But until next time, go ahead and follow my social media, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Mwah.